the nicest people I've met would not be paid as much as ABC paid for toilet paper. And finally, that Mara Schiavocampo, a former ABC colleague, had entered into a non-disclosure agreement stemming from racial discrimination and could not comment on her alleged treatment at ABC. This executive not only managed ABC's diversity and inclusion efforts, but she was directly responsible for cultivating my career, negotiating my contracts, and providing network opportunities. I was floored. I felt incredibly sad, but I also felt relief. Many of the experiences I've had at ABC, including several described in these pages that standards and practices at first asked me to delete, well, if the allegations were true, all of the dots were connected. My suspicions that I was treated worse than my white colleagues, the fears that I tried to talk myself out of many times, maybe they were true. Had my employer, my home away from home, devalued, dismissed, and underpaid me because of my race? I had just read emails from them directing me to erase evidence of such treatment from my story. If I'm being honest, I wasn't even angry. I was deeply, profoundly shaken and saddened. I had been honest on air about my humble beginnings and about growing up in public housing. I thought it was important for anyone watching in similar positions to know that being a national talk show host was within their reach. And now, my roots were being disparaged. I was seen as not worthy, classless, cheap, trashy, low rent. I cried, silently alone. The next day, the article was published and went viral. The executive was placed on administrative leave. I received hundreds of calls and emails. I received calls from my co-hosts, colleagues, former colleagues, the top brass at ABC and Disney. Thousands of social media comments, most of support, but also many calling me a low-rent bitch. I hoped that my children wouldn't find out, but I knew that this had gotten too big. I finally told my parents and my husband. My parents were angrier than I had seen them in a very long time. My husband held my hand. When I finally told my children, my son was incredulous. "That is the farthest thing from the truth, Mom. Who would say that about you, of all people?" My daughter was pensive. Then she just said, "Why?" I really did not have an answer to the why. I was assured that an independent investigation would be conducted, and if the allegations were true, proper action would be taken, and that there would be a recalibration for me. I'm not really sure what that means. The View gave me the space I needed the Monday after the story broke to speak my truth. While it was painful for this tough girl from the Bronx to show any vulnerability, I did. I explained what had been said about Robin Roberts, Candace Gibson, Mara Schiavocampo, and me. And I said, if true, this tells me that systemic racism touches everything and everyone in our society. Regardless of social stature, no one is immune. It is the type of racism that Black people deal with every single day, and it has to stop. I fear for the lives of my teenage children each and every day. Their lives matter. Black lives matter. But we can't just say it. Our country needs to show it, to believe it, to mean it. Black people are arrested and brutalized by police at a stunningly disproportionate rate around the country. Black people are incarcerated at more than 5 times the rate of white people. The deaths from this devastating global pandemic are disproportionately high for Black communities. As I send these words to press, we are experiencing an important time in our country's history, a paradigm shift, a movement, not just a moment. Our world is on fire. It is demanding that voices be heard. I envision a world where our hearts and minds cling to a promise of love, humanity, compassion, and most importantly, equality. I envision